How's it going, everyone? This is George, aka the Hypothetical Gamer. Welcome back to the channel. Today I just wanted to give you guys some test hands for Lyrilusc Tri-Brigade. A couple of you people asked me for test hands with this deck just because this version plays a lot differently than something else. You're playing closer to a mid-range game in the long run. You can grind better. But it definitely has some downsides, like it loses to Lancia a little bit more just because you don't have as much of a Lyrilusc engine. There's a couple different things, so I just wanted to go ahead and do some test hands for you just to show you how this is. So if you want the list, the link is down in the description below, or there will be an annotation on the top. And then for shuffling, we're just going to do a normal overhand shuffle and then just a normal half cut. So let's see how this goes. So half cut, and then we draw Rescue Cat, Stormwinds, Cobalt Sparrow, Called by the Grave, and Tenki. So this hand's actually busted. This hand's pretty nuts. So what we do here is, since you have Called by the Grave, you're protected from Ash. So what you can do here is you can go ahead and just normal summon your Rescue Cat. Use Rescue Cat effect, it sends its cost. So if this was Gamma, you'd be forcing your opponent to go -2 if they Ash this. But in this case, it is not Gamma, so we are fine. Let's say they don't have Ash, but maybe they have Lancia. This is even better. But I digress. So Rescue Cat is going to summon 2 level 3 or lower beast monsters from deck. Their effects are negated, but they are destroyed during the end phase. We don't really care about that. What we care about is that it's going to get us to our plays. So we're going to go ahead and summon our Kits and our Karas from our deck. And then we still have Tenki, Cobalt Sparrow, Statue, and Call by the Grave. So what you're going to go ahead and do is you're going to go ahead and link those off into Tri-Brigade Jet. And then Kit effect is going to go ahead and trigger. So Kit can send any Tri-Brigade card. It does not have to just send a... It doesn't just have to send like a Tri-Brigade monster. It can send any card. So we have a couple different choices in this instance. We can send a Nerval. We can go ahead and send a... we can go ahead and send a Rendezvous, or we can send an Oath. That's probably our best bet. But in this case, we're going to go ahead and send a Nerval. Just so we can get another extender to hand. So just so we can get like a Karas to hand, which is going to help us later in the combo. So that's what we're going to add. And one thing with this deck, it's very easy to misplay. You have to be on your toes each and every time you play this deck. So it's a little bit tough. But with some sequence learning and just understanding what you're doing and whatnot, you're able to play it. So what we're going to do here is we're going to go ahead and use Jet effect. Or sorry, no, we're going to go ahead and activate our Tenki. This is what we're going to do. And then Tenki is going to go ahead and add a Fractal to hand. And then we're going to go ahead and use Jet to drop Fractal to board. And we're going to go ahead and use Fractal effect, banish 4 cards, or banish 4 Tri-Beasts. So we're going to banish our Rescue Cat, our Karas, our Kits, and our Nerval. And we're going to go ahead and summon out a Shureg. So let's say your opponent Phantasmate on the Jet. This actually is able to out the Phantasmate, so you don't have to deal with it on the next board, because Shureg can just go ahead and banish it. But in this case, they don't have Phantasmate, so we're just going to go ahead and forget about it. And we're just going to go ahead and link these two into our Simorgh, Bird of Sovereignty. And then from here, we can go ahead and trigger 2 effects. So we're going to go ahead and trigger Jet is Chainlink 1, and then Shureg is Chainlink 2, just because we want to get our searches out of the way early. So Shureg is going to go ahead and add a copy of Sapphire Swallow to hand. And this is where this hand really goes up another level. So and then we get to go ahead and draw a card. So we drew into Rendezvous, which is actually really nice because this is a part that was missing from our end board. So what we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to go ahead and throw back our barrier statue. Get it out of here. And then now we get to trigger our Sapphire Swallow in hand because we control Wing Beast monster. To go ahead and summon it and our Cobalt Sparrow. Cobalt Sparrow effect is going to add a level 1 Wing Beast. So we can add pretty much whichever one we want. In this case, I'm actually going to add a Turquoise Warbler just because we're looking for discard. So as a Tri-Beast discard, and since we could just go ahead and summon this, we're just going to go ahead and discard it. So pretty easy concept to understand. And then what we can do here is we're going to go and link these off into a second copy of Fairjet. Now, the reason why I'm doing a second copy of Fairjet over a Harpy Conductor is because this way, after we get to full board, on the next turn, we can go ahead and just link off the Nerval we summon, plus our barrier statue into Harpy Conductor, and then we can start our plays that way. So, but anyway, we're going to go ahead and do Fairjet effect. Or sorry, we already used Fairjet effect, so we have to use Karas, discarding Turquoise, to go ahead and summon. And then we're going to go ahead and use Karas effect. We're going to go ahead and banish specifically Wing Beast monsters. So we're going to banish the Sapphire Swallow and Turquoise Warbler to go ahead and summon our Ancient Warrior's Oath, double Dragon Lords, to board here. And then we can go ahead and use these three to make our Appaloosa Bow of the Goddess for 3. And then we can go ahead and set both our spells in hand, our Rendezvous and Call by the Grave, and then after that, we enter our end phase, and then we summon Barrier Statue of the Stormwinds. And then now, like I said on our next turn, how do we go ahead and OTK? So the way we go ahead and we OTK is we can go ahead and just summon a copy of Tri-Brigade Nerval on our end phase. Go ahead and link these. Or go ahead and link these for our turn into our Harpy Conductor. Nerval effect will go ahead and fetch us any Tri-Brigade monster. So we're just going to go for the biggest attack one here. It doesn't matter which one you really take, but we're just going to go ahead and add Fractal anyway. And then we can go ahead and normal summon our Fractal. And then I will use Fractal's effect, banishing 4's cost. Special summon Shureg. If there's an issue that can't be targeted, we can go ahead and summon the Shureg and then banish something. And then we can go ahead and just link these 3 off, treating Shureg as 1 monster for our access code talker. And that's all you have to do. So that's all you have to do to finish the game with this deck. You don't need Desperate Doom Eagle all the time. You don't need any cards like that. What you can do is you can just go ahead and on the crackback, you can make pretty much whatever you want. Just bearing in mind that you didn't end up using the whole extra deck. And if you do end up going full combo with the full extra deck, having Oath Engrave and everything, your opponent is not winning that game nonetheless. So it really doesn't matter. And even more so if your opponent has like a face-up card you can bounce, like a Tenki, for instance. You can go ahead and send your Stormwinds and you can play that way. So that's how you go ahead and do that. But we're going to go ahead and do the next test hand here. And by the way, just to go ahead and reiterate, if you guys are enjoying the video, feel free to leave a like and go ahead and subscribe. There are actually a lot of decks that I'm very interested in, and please check out my Twitch where I actually play these live. So having test hands can teach you a lot, but playing in person or playing against other people is the only way to truly learn what your deck can do. So go ahead and check out my Twitch, and yeah, and plus whenever Ghost from the Past comes out, I will go ahead and be playing I will go ahead and I will be playing I will be playing Dragoonity. So yes, that is very important. So next test hand is 1-for-1, Karas, Bear Statue, Stormwinds, Turquoise Warboard, and Fractal. So this hand is actually insane. Now since I showed you a not very standard combo, I'm going to go ahead and show you a standard combo to go with it. So we have 1-for-1 as extenders, we have a Karas in hand as another extender, we have Stormwinds, which kind of sucks, but it doesn't matter. So let's go ahead and get rid of these cards here. We're going to go ahead and get rid of these cards because these are the only two you fully need to perform just a full combo basic standard. This could be Tenki or Fractal, and then Turquoise Warboard. This cannot be Foolish Burial because you need it as another material in grave. So we're going to go and use Fractal effect, send itself, and then we will go ahead and send our Cobalt Sparrow to grave. And then special summon Turquoise. Turquoise effect can summon a Lyrilusc from hand to grave. So we're going to go ahead and summon our Cobalt Sparrow, and then use our Cobalt Sparrow effect to add our Nerval. Then from here, we'll go ahead and overlay into our Recital Starling. And then we will use Recital Starling effect to add, detaching specifically Turquoise Warbler to play around stuff like Infinite Impermanence. Because if Cobalt Sparrow is used as material, that Windex Z monster cannot be targeted by card effects. So we will go ahead and add our Sapphire Swallow, wherever it is. Now we will go and trigger Sapphire Swallow effect since we control Wing Beast, summon 2. And then we will go ahead and link these off, our Recital Starling and our Sapphire Swallow, into our Harpy Conductor, because it only requires 2 wins. Then we'll use Nerval effect. Go ahead and banish. It doesn't matter here because everything's going to get banished in the end anyway. Recall. And then at this point, this is your opponent's last chance to Nibiru, and you still have not normal summoned. So really all you have to do is you can just search off of your Nerval any normal summon and you're fine. Plus you have a 1-for-1, you have a Karas, and you have a Barrier Statue. So you have so many extenders just to play through Nibiru if you need to. So here we will go ahead and link for Appaloosa, Bow of the Goddess. And then Nerval will trigger to go ahead and add ourselves, sorry, this is for 2. And then Nerval will go ahead and add ourselves a copy of Kit to hand. We will go ahead and normal summon our Kit, and then Kit will banish 4. This is why you have to play 2 Shurag, because like I said, this is what happens with combo-wise. So we'll go ahead and summon these 2, and then immediately link Kit and Shurag off into our Baron Blossom. Kit will send, and then Shurag will add. So since we have a Karas in hand already, we can go ahead and search pretty much anything we want to in our deck. So in this instance, I'm going to go ahead and add a Fractal, just because having follow-up is always nice. And then instead of sending Rendezvous, we're going to go ahead and send Tri-Brigade Oath. The reason why is because we will end with one of each Tri-Beast on board, and then this will be live to go ahead and negate a face-up spell or trap on the field. So then we will go ahead and use Fairjet to drop our Karas to board. And then we will link the Harpy Conductor and our Fairjet off into our Simorgh. And then we will go ahead and use our Karas effect, banishing specifically the Harpy Conductor. And the other one doesn't matter, but I forgot an effect. We're going to go ahead and use Fairjet effect to go ahead and draw and then place a card at the bottom of deck. So we go ahead and add Droll here, which is nice. So we have more interruption. And then we will go ahead and use Chaos Effect Banishing, specifically Harpy Conductor and Fair Jet. The reason why is because generally you're doing this going first. You don't know what your opponent's fully playing at. So if they're on Invoked, a lot of Invoked builds are starting to run Raijin. And if they're running Raijin, they can go ahead and banish their Alistair, and then go ahead and also banish the Harpy Conductor that's in your graveyard. But because of that, you don't have to worry. So that we will summon our double Dragon Lords. And then end phase, we can go ahead and trigger our Simorgh effect. Summon our Buried Statue of Stormwinds. Now, if you see that you're up against an Invoked, you can go ahead and hold your Droll and Lockbird, because that is the only way that they're playing. Because if you go ahead and try and Droll them, yes, they do get the chance to play further. However, their Invocation is now live, and they can go and banish your Droll and Lockbird, and then go ahead and make their Invoked Raijin. So that is why you do not banish that card. However, off of just two cards, no extra discard, nothing like that, we can go ahead and end on this board. And then that is Appaloosa with 2 negates. We have double Dragon Lords to bounce whatever we need to. And then plus we can send any dead cards from hand. So, for instance, let's say we wanted to add a Nerval here. If we wanted to add a Nerval, we can go ahead and double Dragon Lord's effect, send a Nerval. And then that way, we go ahead and get a search for Serra Fractal that way. That might have actually been the better way to do it, but nonetheless, it's fine. Oath can negate a face-up spell or trap. So if your opponent activates Dark Ruler no more, you go and banish this. If you're up against, say, Dinos or something, and they go ahead and activate Mystic Mine, during what you do instead is you go ahead and play on their end phase. So you can go and you can go and Oath on their end phase, target Mystic Mine, and then you go and Oath, bounce Mystic Mine back to hand, and then you go end phase Simorgh effect. And then that way, you're able to play on your turn. But that's all there is for that. So that's a very simple combo. By the way, once again, if you're still here with the video, feel free to leave me feedback. This is my first time doing a video like this. So feel free to let me know what's working, what's not working, if I'm talking too fast, if I'm going through it too quickly, if I'm over-explaining, if I'm under-explaining. Just go ahead and please let me know. Give me an idea of what's going on or give me an idea of how you're feeling about the video down below. And then that way, I can continue to improve these combo videos, because once Sugar Needy comes out, I'll drop deck profiles for that. I'll drop combo videos. I want to start commentating over some of my matches that I've been doing. Just talk to you guys about what's going on in my head and whatnot. But yeah, so let's go ahead and draw our next test hand. Probably final one for the video. We drew Kit, Driver, Fractal, Gamma, and Karas. This hand is not super hot. What I would like to do is I'd like to make a Fair Jet play, at least at some point in this combo. The reason why is because I just want to debrick our hand a little bit. So I think that is the best move here. Yeah, I think that's definitely the best move here. So what we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to go and use Fractal Effect. The reason why we want to use Fractal Effect now instead of later is just to get other cards into rotation. So we're going to go ahead and use Fractal Effect, and we're going to send a Nerval, and then Nerval Effect is going to go ahead and add ourselves another copy of Karas. This way we put more materials in Grave for Link Climbing. We do so many different things here. So that is why we are doing this. And then we will go ahead and normal summon our copy of Kit. Kit effect. We'll go and banish 2 for cost. Summon our Harpy do we want to summon Harpy Conductor? Sorry, trying to think things through a little bit. Yeah, we're going to go ahead and summon our... We're going to go ahead and actually summon a Fair Jet here. And the reason why is because no matter what, we're still getting to some work here. I just, once again, I want to go ahead and be able to make some more Appaloosa. So, plus, on top of that, I want to be able to debrick our hand a little bit. So we're going to go and make Fair Jet. And then from here, what we're going to do is we're going to go and link, summon Fairjet and Kit off into our Tri-Brigade Lyrilusc. Then we will go chainlink 1 Fairjet, chainlink 2 Kit. Kit will go ahead and dump a Tri-Brigade, probably Speller Trap in this instance. We're going to go ahead and dump our Rendezvous because we will not, with this hand, be able to make our Oath live. At the very least, the only way we'd be able to make it live is if we'd be able to summon another beast monster from Banished, which is not going to happen in this instance. So, draw. Ooh, that's a good draw. That draws into Called by the Grave, which is nice. That's another interruption that we can add onto the sideboard. And then we will go ahead and go summon our Kairos by discarding our Kairos. And then we will activate Kairos effect banishing. 3 is cost. To special summon our Simorgh. And then what we will do here is we will go and link these 2 off into our Appaloosa. This way, this is linked as well, so if they try to attack over this, you can protect the Simorgh too. Then once again, we just go through the ropes here and just activate end phase Simorgh effects to go ahead and special summon our Bear Statue of Stormlands. That's all there is to it. The deck's pretty simple. There's just a lot of meta play and whatnot. So sometimes it's just thinking, what resources do I have to play with now? And that's the biggest issue with the deck, is just figuring out what you have to do at any given point. So we'll just do one more for good measure. Just because I think that was a pretty standard hand. I want to try and get a weird one to try and play through it and then just completely melt my own brain. But we shall see. Anyway, one last thing, since I think Lightning Overdrive is going to be an interesting set, comment down below what you think is going to be the most meta impacting set from Lightning Overdrive, or the most meta impacting deck from Lightning Overdrive. I think that deck, or that set, is going to be very meta impacting, especially with Plunder support, Tri-Brigade support. We have Code Talker support. We have so many different things coming out in that set. So if you're interested, so go ahead and comment down below what you think is going to be the most meta impacting deck of that set. However, this is going to be the final test hand of the video. And then, yeah, so we draw into Kairos, Droll and Lockbird, Called by the Grave, Book of Moon, and then Sapphire Swallow. Well, you can't win them all, can you? No, in this instance, I don't know where you go with from this instance. You have to be able to summon. This hand is not super good. If this was DD Crow, that'd be much better. But in this build, we're not running DD Crow. However, going second, you draw into a Tri-Brigade kit, which actually gets your engine going. So through an empty board, or at least because we have 3 strong interruptions here, let's go ahead and see what happens through an empty board with this hand here. So through an empty board, what we can do is we can go ahead and use Kairos effect, discarding kit, which is already pretty nuts. So let's go and show how you can OTK with this deck, and then we will go that route. So kit will go ahead and send a copy of Nerval. And then Nerval effect is going to go ahead and add a copy of Fractal. So, Kairos effect is going to go and banish 2 to summon our Fairjet. And then we can go ahead and use Fairjet effect to go ahead and summon our Sapphire Swallow. Then from here, we can go ahead and link for 4 straight into our Shureg. Then we could actually go Chainlink 1 Shureg, Chainlink 2 Ferrojet. So that way we play around strike with this. We play around different interruptions that they might have. We play around a couple different things. But we don't need to go ahead and draw. But let's just do so to see what we would get. We'd get Tri-Brigade Revolt, which going first, that would have been nice, but, you know, we're going seconds with this hand instead. So from here, we're playing on the crackback with this hand. So from here, we can go ahead and normal summon our copy of Fractal, banish 3 for cost, summon out Rubal, and then from here, you just go ahead and link an Access Code. And then you have 3 Chainlinks deep here. Access Code goes up to 63 because you're targeting Shureg, since it was used as link material. And then Fractal is at 19, so that is over 8,000 damage right there. And then plus, that is through your opponent trying to play through 3 interruptions. So let's say you go up against Dragon Link, once again in this instance. Book of Moon, Droll, and Lockbird is definitely enough to go ahead and give you something to play through anyway. You have 2 pops with Access Code. And pretty much what you do, because unless they open Insane, if you draw them on, let's say, Chaos Space. So if you draw them on, like, Chaos Space, or you draw them on something... Excuse me. If you draw them on something awkward, like, especially Chaos Space, and then, because that's a normal line of play, they'll go ahead and make Striker Dragon, and then they'll go ahead and summon something else. You Book of Moon, whatever else they summon. Whether it be Tracer, whether it be Rocket Synchron, whether it be whatever. And then that kind of just makes them sit on Striker Dragon Pass, unless their hand is absolutely stacked with extenders. And then you also have Called by the Grave. So that actually works as a going second hand, and then that's what allows you to play through whatever board they set up there. So, alright everyone, it has been fun, but I will go ahead and stop the video here. So if you guys enjoyed, feel free to leave a like, and once again, just let me know if this actually worked down below. Let me know what I can change about maybe my setup, maybe how I'm talking about many different things, and then from there, have a good night everyone.